you today?
Fantastical. How are you?
Fantastic. I saw the most beautiful, every day, the most beautiful sunrise.
I know. Isn't it amazing? I missed your live this morning, but
That's okay.
they're beautiful every day.
I know, right?
Yep. Today was a good live on my live too.
Did you have a lot of clouds in the sky like dogs?
No. Mm-mm.
That was interesting. I did. They look like. Oh my gosh.
I'm
Okay,
trying to
let's.
remember what even happened on my live this morning. It literally feels like it was a year ago.
And it was
Some
all a
big giant
dream.
thing. It was all a dream. I used to read What Up magazine.
Magazine. Okay,
Having tea up in the limousine. Living life without fear. Putting 5 carrots in my baby girl's ear. Lunches. I could go on and on forever.
it was a parade of dogs.
Really?
Yeah. This is Magnetic Beings, the podcast, and I'm Heather.
I'm Devon. I'm so happy to be here with you today because it has been too long.
Right.
Since we've recorded a podcast.
Yes, I agree.
And so we're getting back into the swing of things. Life has been a little cray-cray.
Cool.
Good all the same.
Yes. Well, since our last podcast, we had a retreat.
Yes, we did. And it was fantastic. And we're going to talk about that. Hopefully Anna can join us.
What I was going to say is, remember the clouds that you sent me pictures of?
Which time? Because I send them to you a lot.
I know, but you were somewhere where the clouds were very dramatic.
Was I in Mauritius?
Yes. I didn't want to tell your story.
Oh, stop it. You can say, hey, girl, how was Mauritius? Mauritius. I think that's how you say the name of the country. But I met this German lady on my travels back, and she said it much differently.
What did she say?
Mauritius. And I was like, oh. And it phonetically
right
would probably be said that way.
What do you think that, did you ever put it into a search with pronunciation?
No. Why would I have thought to do something so commonsensical?
I'm going to do that. Let's see.
Like it was the same space that we did the first retreat in, but everything was so much different. It was just so much different.
You ready?
Yeah.
Mauritius.
See? Thank you for doing that. It's Mauritius.
Probably
it's her accent.
I was going to say it's probably her accent, or I was going to say dialect. Is that a word? Dialect. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mauritius, there was so much energy there. So crazy. So just to back it up, right? So a friend of ours invited me to go with her on this trip that she won through work, right? And I was like, what? Like, it totally blew my mind. I couldn't even believe it. And so I tell Heather, and we're like looking up all of the spiritual and fun, energetic places to go and see there. And so Heather really helped us to navigate that. But we also did some sleuthing on the flat earth.
Oh my gosh. That is just too much. Amazing. Like, I don't have words. I wasn't prepared for you to say that. I thought that you were going to say something else. And
and you're like, pause.
Yeah. Let me catch up.
We can edit.
It made my whole like chakra system just open up at the top. I still feel the energy from that place just by being little Heather.
Little Heather on our, you got to tell that story. So what did I do? I sent you a picture of something. Or no, you were like, I'm just going to be little Heather in your phone.
Oh yeah, because the first day you were like, would talk to me and then I would get like a picture, and then you come back and talk some more. I'd catch you on live, and so I felt like when you weren't talking to me or I wasn't seeing you, that I was just sitting on your phone, and I was little teeny, and I was just waiting for you to come back. Like, where are we going next?
What are we gonna see now? So then she made herself a little Heather and put her feet dangling over the edge of a phone, like I was there as a guest on a trip, so I wasn't really in control of like what we were doing and what we were seeing too much. But really, just being in the space was just fantastical. Is my new favorite word. I'm gonna use it again. It was fantastic. It was an energy that I really never felt before. Much more coherent and clear there. Probably, because it's a small little country surrounded by the most beautiful Indian Ocean. And so it was definitely a life changing trip.
Mm, that's beautiful.
Yeah. We did get to go see a couple things like the Shiva temple. We both got blessed.
I was there.
Yes, Heather was there. She absolutely was. Heather was there, and she got herself a blessed by
Like
the
a monk.
guru there that was blessing our forehead. So we got this blessing on our forehead, and then bless these mala beads that we got, which I'll show you.
They had like 3 red lines and then a white line in it. Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
so it was 3 white lines and then a red line down the
Oh, right.
center, but it mirrored what is on Shiva's forehead. And so these statues were like, I don't know, 4 or 5 stories tall, huge statues. It was
They
one
made
of
y'all look like
Shiva.
little Devon.
Yes, I was totally little Devon. So it was absolutely incredible. We spent a good amount of time there. And then we went to the Sacred Lake, which it's a man-made lake, but they, I guess, fill the Sacred Lake up with water from the Ganges River, which is like holy water. So we went and spent some time there and blessed ourselves on our crowns with that sacred water. It was pretty
Wow.
amazing. And there were monkeys everywhere there. There were monkeys that were like just chilling, hanging out. And it's just amazing. It was just amazing.
It was. We had a great time.
We do. We totally did. Yep, it was amazing. So, and then the other powerful thing that happened, there's this private island off, just not far off of the resort that's owned by the resort. And you can go over there and, lay out and be on the beaches and in the water. And I was meditating by the edge of the water. I was meditating and doing breath work. And I found in my practice of breath work that I could hold my breath like 4 times longer than I can normally in that space. Like I held my breath for legit like 3 minutes
Okay. Do you think it was
without a struggle, like without trying.
you think it was the location that you were
I do. I think it was just the energy and just how grounded I was. I sat directly into the sand. The water was rushing up over me.
but like since you've been back, have you tried to hold your breath that long again?
No, I didn't, but I should.
That was in my head, the question. Was it
Yeah.
just because you were there,
No,
or
thank
did
you for
they,
that though, because I should totally try that.
because maybe there brought you to the next level?
Yeah, it totally could. It was incredible, and it was the most incredible feeling. And usually, like after a minute when I do the long holds, I'll start to feel, dizzy, or sometimes I'm like almost passing out. That's just, what happens when you hold your breath. And so that really surprised me. But the amazing thing is I didn't feel any dizziness. I didn't feel disoriented. I didn't feel like I was going to, fall over like I normally would in my breathwork practice here. So that was really, really incredible. And right when I was done my meditation, all of a sudden I feel this thing land in my lap. And it is a broken off piece of coral. It's like this big around, bigger than, my fingers touching and it has like holes, like you know how they the hagstones go straight
Yeah, yeah.
through. It was coral with holes that were in a smiley face.
Oh my gosh. This
Yes.
isn't hagstone, but similar. I have one. I just can't reach it from right here.
Yes. So it's like whole straight through. So I just started cracking up. I'm like busting up laughing on the beach, and Kara's sitting there like, you know, off a ways and looking at me. And I was like, you gotta see this. This is incredible. So she came running over and I was like, she goes, I wish I could have done that with you. And I was like, you should have just plopped your butt down next to me and did it with me. It was amazing. So that was a pretty powerful experience there. It was amazing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I got a phone call. I
Yeah.
never get phone call.
Nobody ever calls me until I'm busy.
I was like, what's happening?
The aeroplane.
Like, for real?
The air above the earth plane.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that picture is like, okay, so you're flying right, and you're going over the ocean, the Indian Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Look how cool that is.
It
Oh
is
my
so
God.
cool.
LFG. Thank you.
Yo,
Thank you.
wait. Now stop. Hold it right there. Now, if you look at so there's a couple of images in the light that's shining down underneath the airplane.
Here?
It looks like a man standing there, almost like
Right there.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes, and down.
Farmer. That's Farmer Joe.
Farmer Joe. But then you can look below and see like a skull head.
Oh, wait.
See it?
Here.
Yes, yes. What? I never did notice that till right now.
All right, let's see what else. Oh my God,
Another
it turned
person.
into
Looks like a
it turned into a.
It
Okay,
looks
so
like
why
the
do all the
Stay Puft
clouds?
Marshmallow Man.
I know why
Doesn't
do all the
it?
clouds look animated? Everything is so animated.
It is.
You know, the one night you sent me, you were sitting outside, and there was, it looked like a whole production going on in the
A
sky.
whole fleet of interdimensional.
Oh, that too.
Yep.
The orbs, but the
The
clouds with the
orbs.
moon, with the moon
Yes.
behind them. I was just like, okay, so I'm gonna go. I can't remember what I texted you. I was like, who's letting the dog hang out with the frog that's driving a car or something? Like, what's going on up there?
Yeah, it was crazy. There was so much that was happening every single day in that space.
And
But
you know what's very close to that place is
what?
where they one of the spots that is suspected to be Lemuria.
Mm. Makes sense too.
And
I
then
can feel it.
in that same area are those trees I was telling you about, and they have the biggest seeds on earth. And for years they were washing up on the shore, and people did not know. They were like, where are these coming from? And they found them, and it showed a picture of this place, and it looks like the dawn of time. These huge, and it's protected. They're huge like coconuts, and the female ones look like the female parts, and the male ones look like the male parts.
Really?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
It is fascinating.
And there's a really huge mountain that looks like a turtle there. I don't think it's a mountain. I think it's an actual fossilized turtle.
That's interesting. I did a Reiki session an hour ago, and the first thing I saw in the session was a turtle. Like literally, I drew a picture of it.
Wow. You know, isn't that amazing how we can manifest things like
whoop whoop. Thank you, Spirit.
confirmation?
I love the
Confirmation.
connection. I love it.
I love that too. Freaking A.
Freaking A, man.
It is good. It is good.
Oh, so good.
I'm looking at your pictures again.
So the mountain range in there, first of all, looks like they're strange. So there's been a lot of erosion, but it looks like steeples. Like there's parts of the mountain ranges that come up to like and there'll be like a ball at the top. So, um, like a church or something will have the steeples that come up, and then at the top there might be like a metal ball at the top, but it looked like that on the mountains. And I kept saying to the taxi driver, and I was like, that is not natural. And he goes, yes it is, it's because of the way the wind blows through. And I was like, all right, but it looks like a church.
You're like, okay, liar. No.
Yeah.
But
And so it was really cool to see, but a lot of the mountains look like pyramids there too. There's definitely, and faces lying down looking up at the sky is just gorgeous. There she is. Heather, little Heather on the phone.
that was me waiting for them to get back.
Yep. She's like, all right, where are we going next, guys?
Look, it put a tattoo on my foot. I didn't notice that before. What's it a tattoo of? I wonder.
What is it?
I don't know. It put that on my foot. I didn't put that there. I don't have that in real life. Interesting.
Is there a moon at the top?
I can't tell what it is. It's the first time I noticed it, though.
That kind of looks like a bird.
What the world?
That's
That
so
I
much
have to
more
look at my other
investigating to
tattoos.
do.
I know.
Is that your
That's
tattoo on your arm?
Yeah. What's that one's not? What the heck is that? Is it a heart or is it a spiral or is it what is that? Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. What's that? I don't have this tattoo either.
That looks like a bug.
This is weird. How come I didn't notice this prior to?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
And then this is something, let me see. Something else weird that I just noticed was, I'm not trying to like get in on my boobs or nothing, but like look at my necklace.
Oh.
It almost looks like a Coco Pelli or
Yeah. Huh. But look at the crystal blue eye. It looks like a crystal blue eye. And you know what's so weird about that is I was listening to a video earlier about how I guess somebody went down into the chambers underneath the pyramid, and there's this crystal blue water beneath, and they saw beings in there. I don't know how true this is. This is just for entertainment purposes only, but apparently there was beings in there with these like crystal blue eyes in the water.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those. Very interesting.
Time to get a new tattoo,
I know,
girl.
You know what I should do? I should send it back to her and ask her what these tattoos are.
You should. You should. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah. Very interesting. What time is it? 2:40.
Oh, almost 4:20. The four and the 2 are inverted. Oh, and look, wait, Jesus 420 Wake and Bake is here.
Perfect timing.
With blue eyes. So, that's fascinating. So is there anything else we want to talk about with the trip?
And that was really interesting, really interesting. And I did more research. So on the plane that you took over there, right? Mm-hmm. That is called there's only 2 types of planes that fly there. There's only, first of all, there's only 2 airlines specifically, and that's Air France, I believe it's called, and Air Mauritius.
Oh.
And furthermore, within those 2 planes, as far as how many people will fit in them, one of them was a newer model, and they have an upgraded system on there that where it's showing you what you're going over, and there's actually cameras, so you're actually seeing what you're going over.
Yes. So you could, and I didn't realize that I could see through like a lower like a camera pointing down towards the earth, until we were coming in for a landing. That's like when I found the option for that. But I believe that you can watch it throughout the whole flight if you wanted to. And there's cameras that go off the sides of the planes and through front. So you can watch where you're flying to and the side. But I didn't explore it enough, I guess. We're
Well,
just going to have to go back to Mauritius altogether.
but the thing is, y'all sent me pictures.
Yes, of the screen that was on those seat backs.
Okay, yes. So that is connected to the cameras. And that screen, I don't think there's any like funny business going on. So, you know, like how it was on your flight home, it was just like the monitor was, it almost looked like a cartoon or something.
Like a video game.
Yeah. So the one going there though, that is very detailed and telling you where you are, and you sent me pictures. And so and then I mapped it out on a globe.
Yes.
And it was like wee.
All over the place.
Yes. All over the place.
It's like nonsensical.
Oh, like totally. Totally.
Yeah. But what did it look like when you put it on the flat Earth map?
Oh yeah. So then when mapping it out on the flat Earth map, it made a perfect spiral.
Which is interesting.
On the concrete, it was a perfect, exactly what it had shown, a perfect spiral.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's just it's so interesting.
Very
intriguing.
Very, very much so. Yeah. And they have spirals.
In the Mauritius, every ashtray had like a perfect, it drawn in the sand, but it was only on one of the days. All the other days it didn't happen, which was interesting. So as far as the landscape in Africa, it was just absolutely magical to see, from that height and with that perspective on the details. It was really fascinating. And then we were looking
I was trying to find that one, and came across another one. And I was like, oh, I totally see the woman and the child. And, you were like, oh, wait, no, that was over Africa. And I was like, I'm over Australia.
Yeah.
And then, so it was several places like that.
Yeah. And then there's something about Africa being like the motherland, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that's just amazing.
Yes. I'll have to I'll gather more information on that. But yes, there's a lot.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll come back with more information.
So the retreat was wonderful, and this is
Anna Wynn Lang. She is one of the facilitators, and she will be joining us in September. You can unmute yourself now if you want.
She's a juice pro too. Like the juice is amazing.
Yes. Well, or thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
Excited to share that we'll be doing another retreat September 10th through the 15th at Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. Pilot Mountain sits on an energetic ley line. It's an energetic node on a ley line that runs from South America all the way over to Stonehenge. So it's extremely energetically charged and powerful. It's made of quartz crystal, which is an energy amplifier. Our healing retreat, which is happening September 10th to the 15th, is a divine feminine gathering where we work with Reiki, sound healing, breath work, frequency. Anna Wynn's bringing forth lots of different things. We have a meeting tonight, so we're not quite sure what everybody's going to offer, but there's Tai Chi, Qigong, there's sacred ceremonies in nature. There's so much. It's jam-packed full of amazing healing modalities and different things for to help on your healing journey, whatever it is that you are looking to bring forth and move through or heal, begin the healing process for. There's something for everyone, for sure.
I mean, it's a retreat where you get to explore your true essence of your soul. So there's time that you spend outside with the energy of the earth. There's also an on-site barn that has a horse or two. Those are some pretty sacred ceremonies that have been created that we got to experience this last time. But Devon had been talking about you, and one of the biggest things that I noticed when I first showed up is I'm driving, and all of a sudden I drive by Hart Lane, Hart. That's your last name, and then you go right on, and then there's Simmons. So I was like, well, if that's not a sign from the universe, I don't know what is.
Amazing. It was such a divine led journey to Anuka and that place.
Yeah, it really was. And reading the Celestine Prophecy, which is all about like there's no such thing as coincidences, and everything flows in divine timing, and everything comes at the right
Great
time.
book.
It's an amazing book. I actually, it's been coming into my awareness a lot lately, so I think I need to read it again. Heather and I were, what was it, almost 2 years ago now, like, yep, we're going to start doing these retreats. And, we kind of teamed up with a couple different people along the way, but there was this one person in specific. The way we found Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, was we were on a call and we mapped out where each one of us lived, right? So, and it turned into a perfect triangle, and right there at the center of it, right? So we looked at the map, and right there at the center was Pilot Mountain. So we were like, it's gotta be it. Like, okay. So we went and visited. We went and we viewed a couple of properties, and I got home and I was like, that was not where we were supposed to be. And I just knew it from the depths of my being. And so I came home and I pull up Airbnb again. I'm looking at the first property that popped up was Heavenly Way Retreat. And I was like, oh my God, called Heather. I'm like, there's a place called Heavenly Way Retreat. Like,
on the
and guess what? It's on 7 Stars Road. The Pleiadian Star Sisters. Like, I don't even understand. Like, it doesn't get much more magical than this. And then, so all of these synchronicities, all of these things like aligning, and we get to our first retreat last September.
Oh, wait, Devon, pause for 1 second. Because I think this is an important part of the story, is when we met on TikTok.
Yes.
That's how we met. And then after we met, we felt like we have had a connection, like just we know each other forever. And then I find a document suddenly, and it says it's on a piece of artwork that I was working on the iPro, and it says, Devon, what are you, Palladian? And so I feel like
it said Lemuria too, I think.
And and then but I even spelled the name like your name.
Yes.
And it was from
like 2 years prior to us even ever meeting. It was like this old document that was in her files.
It was 7 sisters, it was like confirmation.
Yeah, it was wild. Get to our first retreat, and a couple of the ladies go over to the horse barn to do some work with the horses and acclimate themselves with the horses. The couple is Wendy and Mark over there, and they're talking with them, and Mark's like, so what are you guys doing here? And Linda says, well, we're here to heal the land. And she said his face totally dropped, and like his jaw dropped, and he was like, you gotta be kidding me. And she was like, no, why? And he goes, do you know where you're staying? The shaman who was the keeper or the protector of the energy of this land owned that property. And she was like, no, I had no idea. And he goes, he passed away 5 years ago. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. What? So it's just so amazing.
Amazing.
His name was Sanji Tam.
I love that story.
He is definitely ever present in the space. And his wife, Anuka, an amazing soul, and so loving and kind and wholesome. And she is also a facilitator at the retreats as well. She does her Tai Chi and Qigong and stuff. So it's a beautiful experience. If you feel called to join at that retreat, September 10th to the 5th, please let me know. There are only 6 spots left. It's filling up quickly. It's very exciting and can't wait to do this work with all you guys. It's so awesome. Everything is always happening in divine timing, and we just have to trust it. If you feel called, follow the call. And yeah, can't wait to do this work with everyone. You know, if you show up with an open heart and an open mind, literally, you could move through anything. You could move mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh,
horse, like the energetic field of the horse heart is like it expands so huge.
They're natural healers. You know, they come and they transmute energy that's, you know, heavy, stuck, thick.
Definitely. Yeah, memories that no one can take from you. And I feel like when you come back, you're changed. You're like upgraded. You're more connected back into who you always were, right? Because we don't have the time really to take that time and that space to really feel it. And when we have the time, it's incredible. It's one of the best investments in my life ever is going on.
Well, there's going to be plenty of opportunities. We will continue to offer retreats from Pilot Mountain. We feel very connected, like it's home to that space. So as long as it stays aligned, we will continue to offer opportunities to meet. We're also maybe going to explore some other places as well in the future. So we'll see what comes of that. But you know, we are being guided. We're not trying to force anything. So as things come into our awareness, if it aligns, we'll have other offerings as well. Cool.
thank you for joining us today, Anna.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Love
We'll
you.
see you later.
The podcast. So
our next one is May 15th.
May
At,
oh, is it 11?
I believe so.
Perfect.
And we are interviewing Flat Earth Dave.
So if you're interested in flat Earth stuff, you don't want to miss
Flat
this
Earth
one.
Dave.
He apparently is an
Yeah.
icon. So
He's a
I can't wait.
legend.
He's a legend.
I've been researching Flat Earth since around 2009. And then I started watching him maybe 5 years after that.
Wow.
I'm guessing off the top of my head. So it tells you how long I've been, learning. So I'm excited to interview him.
Are you going to be like,
I'm going to be like a fanboy or a fangirl.
Fangirling. You're going to be
Is that what it's called? I'll be like,
oh, damn. I can't believe it's really you.
Oh my goodness.
What? Dot, 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 dot.
Oh, we're going to have fun though. It's going to be a good one.
And maybe we'll have a pop-up one between now and then. Who knows?
Oh yeah, maybe so.
We'll see. So. We're never going to discount it. You'll see us when you see us.
That's right.
I love you, girl.
That's right. All right. Love you.
Love you. Peace out.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.